Let's turn once again to CBC's Julia Wong, who's been watching alongside with us. She's joining us from Ottawa. So, Julia, the Conservatives have still not released their fully costed platform, but we see the Conservative leader taking real aim at the Liberal platform, the spending announcement made by Mark Carney yesterday, as well as some of the announcements, economic statements coming from him about how he would move forward were he to be elected Prime Minister. Break some of that down for us. What stood out for you?
Yeah, so Poilievre really came out swinging at Liberal leader Mark Carney right off the top of those comments, very much making it clear that he is attacking Carney, who is the perceived frontrunner in this election campaign, really taking aim at the costed platform that the Liberals released yesterday, which shows $130 billion in spending. And what Poilievre is saying is that this is more spending than Justin Trudeau had announced, and then painting Carney, who he used to say was just like Justin Trudeau, is now even worse than Justin Trudeau. He said that Carney would introduce bigger deficits, that would drive up inflation, that would increase costs for Canadians, make life a little bit harder. Now, Carney, on his part, was asked about those numbers yesterday, was asked about the spending that his government would introduce if they were to be elected. And he instead calls them investments. And he says that what his government would be doing is catalyzing private investment. So these two party leaders clearly seeing things a little differently. But it is important to note, and you did mention a little bit earlier, is that the Conservatives are the only major party that has not released their costed platform. And the only indication of when we might actually see that is that it will be released sometime soon. So something to take of note, considering every other major party has released their platforms. Also, Poilievre was very clear about the measures a Conservative government would take to bring spending under control. He says that they would cap spending, that there would be cuts to bureaucracy, there would be cuts to foreign aid. And then one thing in particular, which was a newer announcement, he would be cutting the budget for government consultants by $10 billion, saying that that money would then be used for Canadians. And then something I did notice, he said that he would be bringing that number down to Stephen Harper level. So this is interesting because we've seen Harper a little bit more recently. You know, he introduced Poilievre at an Edmonton area rally. He's been featured more recently on social media and on ads vouching for Poilievre. So interesting that Poilievre would bring in the name of Stephen Harper, really leaning into him, hoping that by introducing that name, he is able to get some voters on his side, to get those voters to cast their ballots for him come election day.
CBC's Julia Wong in Ottawa. Thank you, Julia.